What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and I'm going to be using my Blurred Trickster Maya build to go ahead and fight through all of the Barroom Brawl. Not just the Barroom Blitz quest, but actually all of the enemies that would actually spawn in the Barroom Blitz area. I'm going to be using 2 Pimpernels and 2 Butchers, which are my favorite weapons with this particular build. I am not going to accept this quest here, so the enemies are going to spawn indefinitely. Or not indefinitely, pseudo-indefinitely. They spawn for quite a while. However, after a little bit of time, you will eventually exhaust all of the spawns. We're going to have to kill a number of these guys, a number of these guys, a number of the Torgue Architects, and obviously a number of all of the other enemies, including the Ultimate Badass Enforcers, which do eventually start spawning. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started here, and we'll just try to survive and make it through all of these enemies that spawn. I don't know exactly how long it will take with this build. However, I will be using the weapons I consider best with it, so we should get through it pretty quickly. Or, you know, reasonably quickly. It will still take a little bit of time because there are quite a few enemies to work through. I'm going to try to get situations where we can kill multiple enemies at once due to chain reaction. However, sometimes it may be difficult to do that, and I will need to phase lock for survival and stuff. We got quite a few of these Torgue Architects in this first room here, so I'm going to go ahead and try to deal damage to a lot of them like that. And it looked like I was able to kill quite a few of them very quickly. And when you do that, that's good if you can work through one type of enemy other than the rest. Sometimes I've noticed that makes it go a little bit quicker with Melee Zero. I try to concentrate on those bruisers because those bruisers and those sniper rifle guys, because I find that they have the most irritating gear for my Melee Zero build. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and work through the rest of these rats and psychos that were up here. Got a bruiser up here too, so I'll pick him up. Hopefully the rat slides over near us. He might not. If he doesn't, that's quite alright. I do like the Butcher with this build quite a bit. I'm now using the Bandit grip on the Butcher, which allows for a much higher magazine size and also a higher rate of fire, which I find to work really well with the Butcher's special effect, where it adds ammo back to the magazine. You get more chances to use that, and thus more sustained DPS and stuff. No actual reloading during mobbing and stuff, and that's pretty damn cool. Alright, so I need to kill something here for life tap before I get killed to death, before I get killed by that ground pound that those Torgue Architects do. I should also maybe be shooting at some of the lower enemies as well, instead of the phase-locked enemy. However, that's going to kill the phase-locked enemy pretty quick anyway, and I've noticed that it doesn't necessarily make it that different unless you're killing an enemy that's fairly far away from the enemy you phase-locked, but I don't do that because I like the slag from Ruin, which only affects enemies near the phase-lock. It's important to get kills between phase-locks in order to keep your life tap up, otherwise you may die, which is obviously undesirable. Excellent, so we're working through these guys here. I'm trying to find pods and groups of enemies, or create pods and groups of enemies the best I can. Sounds like there's a lot of dudes downstairs right now. Try to phase lock this guy and bring them all in a little bit. And like that, you're able to damage a large area of enemies with this Blurred Trickster build. The survivability skills that I have with this build include Inertia and Life Tap and Kinetic Reflection. And these all help to keep me quite healthy, especially when combined with the Antagonist, which is a very, very good defensive bullet shield. And it's what I'm using on this build right now. It's also kind of helping me slag some enemies. I'm mainly counting on Ruin and my slag transfusion grenades for that. However, the Antagonist does help a little bit. It doesn't have a very reliable slag, but as you can see there, it actually slagged this guy for us and allowed us to kill him very easily with the Pimpernel. Unfortunately, there are no more guys in this back room, so I kind of wasted a phase lock there. But if you do it like that, you'll get your phase locks back pretty quick, and it's kind of a weird decision if you want to phase lock immediately as soon as you can all the time, or try to save it for a strategical time. However, you know, waiting for your phase lock time, you could wait long enough to where if you had used it, it would have already cooled down and stuff. So sometimes it's a little catch-22 there. It's kind of important when you use it at times. However, in a situation like this, I'd say just use it, if not as soon as possible, pretty close to as soon as possible. Otherwise, you're probably wasting it. Excellent. I'm going to kill that guy real quick. Use the butcher just for a little bit. It's fun to use, especially between phase locks and on groups of enemies like this. It kills things literally almost as fast as the Pimpernel does. It's very ridiculous. And you will have seen there that I didn't have to reload. It actually reloaded itself a little bit, kind of, because it puts ammo back in the magazine and it filled it all the way to maximum like that. So that's pretty crazy. Anyway, we're working through these guys now. We just got our first Ultimate Badass Enforcer to spawn, and so that was pretty neat. I was just doing what I said I recommended against, which was holding on to your phase lock, and I'm still doing it. But I wanted to find a strategic place to use it, so I think I found one there. I needed to get these guys all grouped up and slagged and stuff. Oh, my slag transfusion grenade did a terrible job right then. Do we have any guys back here? No, but we got some dudes out here. Wait for all these guys to get in a little bit with my phase lock, and then go ahead and lay waste to them with the butcher. Excellent. Go ahead and switch back to the Pimpernel now. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get too low on Pimpernel ammo. I thought I was in the 50s, or I had noticed I was getting towards the 50s and stuff. And so I was going to switch to the butcher for just a second and walk around and pick up a whole group of sniper ammo that I had left on the ground, or enemies had dropped for me. So this is obviously where all the action is at right now. I need to clear out some of these rats so that there will be room for other enemies to spawn. Phase lock that guy. Shoot at these guys here. I'm shooting at all the guys underneath, but then the guy in the bubble still died. Try to phase lock the enemy that has the shield, or is the healthiest, I guess. I got one with a shield here, so I'll use his little bit of electric or fire resistance due to his shield to kill enemies a little bit quicker that way. Obviously, I want to phase lock this big guy now and draw things closer to him, because he'll obviously have a little bit of health to bounce the Pimpernel bullets off of. As you can see, we're able to kill that guy right there like that. Alright, now that the Ultimate Badass Enforcers are spawning, there should actually be more action going on up here than there was going on downstairs, and so that's pretty important to take note of. Use the Pimpernel here because these big guys have a lot of health to bounce bullets around, and I definitely don't want to miss any opportunity to get good chain reactions with the Pimpernel, taking out loads of smaller enemies at a time. Life Tap's doing a very, very good job keeping me healthy. Life Tap will, make any weapon a Moxie weapon temporarily after a kill, and so long as you're able to keep getting kills, you're going to keep making basically a Moxie Pimpernel, which is very overpowered healing-wise. Keep getting these Ultimate Badass Enforcers to spawn. That's pretty good. I'd like to work through them kind of quickly, since they are kind of the most dangerous enemy in this situation. The transfusion grenades really helped me out there. Use the butcher to get a kill off the rat. I kind of caught myself in a bad situation there. However, we've found a way around it, and that's very, very good. And that's why it's nice to have the very quick firing butcher at times to just search for a kill and get your life tap active. So we have all these big guys spawned right now, and that's pretty cool and everything. However, we are going to have to take them out as they are punching us around quite a bit. Now, there are a limited number of them that will end up spawning, so if we're able to take all these guys out here, we shouldn't have to deal with any of them while we go through the rest of the enemies, which is very good. I do need to pick up some sniper rifle ammo, and we found a lot right there, so that worked out really well. Go ahead and phase lock this guy. Hopefully it brings the bruiser in close. Excellent. So I've been wanting to do a trickster run through the entire bar brawl, and I think I've just got past the hard part in all of this. I don't think there's too much left now, actually, but we'll see. There may be quite a bit of these Torgue architects or something left. I could be completely wrong. but I think we worked through all of the big guys that would spawn. Because I was mainly concentrating on them, I kept getting them to spawn, and they definitely have the lowest number or population count that does spawn. So that's pretty cool. I really don't like these Torgue architect dudes, or anarchist, whatever they are. They're really annoying. Architects, yeah. Oh, there is still another big guy that spawned, so that's good. I'll use him to bounce bullets off of and get lots of chain reaction going on. I don't know if there are going to be any more of those guys. That might have been the last one. That guy was going to kill me. Luckily, phase lock helped me out there. Alright, it's definitely looking like we're reaching lower population densities now. There isn't as much volume going on, as much chaos, so I think we're getting down to the end of this now. I am out of transfusion grenades, though, which is a little bit weird. Go ahead and try to pick up some more grenades from all the litter that is on the floor here. Excellent. I think it's just these bikers and architects that are left, but I could be wrong. That was definitely a waste of a phase lock. Alright, so what do we have left here? We got one architect. I guess the butcher would have won without phase lock, but go ahead and use phase lock instead of having that guy shoot me to death. I am carrying a shock butcher. I don't know why I didn't use it there. What do we have left? Two more of these architect dudes and that's it, I guess. They're both downstairs. There's one of them. Still more of these guys. Wow. I guess I was really lacking on my Torgue Architect kills. Still have two of them. Wow, these guys just keep spawning. Anyway, like I said, each enemy has a set number of spawns that they go through and stuff, and then that's about it. I think this is the last guy right here. So I did go ahead and finish off the bar room without activating the quest, and I worked through quite a few enemies there, demonstrating the offensive and defensive capabilities of the Blurred Trickster mod. Obviously, I think I killed enemies pretty quickly there. I didn't, go too slow during any portion of that. And I was very healthy that whole time. I only had one real scare of going down, and obviously I didn't go down at all. So that worked out pretty well, and that's why I like this build so much. It has a great mix of survivability and DPS, and it's also great for crowd control and crowd damage. I do thank you guys very much for watching. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'd really appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, be sure to ask those in the comments, and I'll try to answer those for you guys. Otherwise, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.